Hey folks, I'd like to touch a little more on the Las Vegas killing and who's at fault for this thing, for what happened. Yeah, I've been going on to news websites and the constant bickering back and forth between conservatives and politicians. Conservatives and liberals, over gun laws. It seems like every time the subject of gun laws start to wither and go down and you don't hear any more about it, something big like this happens and it brings that subject right back up. But there's a law that you don't hear anything about, and that's knife laws. You know that every year, nearly 3 times as many people are killed with knives than guns. Well, aren't people demonstrating, protesting, wanting stiffer laws on knives? No, you got to have a knife to cut your meat and whatnot in your kitchen, so people aren't going to say anything about that. So, but as far as who is at fault for what happened in Las Vegas, it's not the fault of the gun, the bullets, the NRA, the Democrats, or Republicans. ISIS has claimed that they had part in it, and that this guy had turned to Islam. And this was a terrorist attack on the United States. Well, that hasn't been proven, so don't quote me on that, because I don't know if that's true or not. They like to say that they did it just to boost their mortality. But there's only one person to blame for this, and that's the man who pulled the trigger. He is the one who chose to take the guns into the room. He's the one that chose to take the ammunition into the room. He is the one that chose to bust the windows. He is the one who chose to pull the trigger. He is the one at fault. The lunacy of a lot of people, a type of people in this country, is that, going back to knives, if someone broke into their house and killed one of their loved ones with a knife, they wouldn't blame the knife, they'd blame the man with the knife. But if one of their loved ones killed someone with a knife, they would blame the knife and the company that made the knife. It's hypocrisy. So, if you want to understand why things are getting worse in this country, understand that God has been taken out of the way. God has been taken out of our schools and in just about everything that people do this day and time. They don't want to even hear anything about God anymore, our Heavenly Father. They won't enjoy the nature that He created, but they don't want to enjoy His blessings. They enjoy His blessings, but they don't want to give Him credit for it. They don't want to say that He doesn't even exist. But they don't seem to look back at ever since He was taken away, the prayer in school, and giving Him praise and remembering that we are one nation under God. They don't seem to want to look at the fact that ever since that has happened, things have gotten crazier and crazier, went haywire in this country. So, I ask you to pray for the people, the families of the people who got killed in Las Vegas. The man who pulled the trigger, he was a coward and he shot himself. But all he did was just buy himself a quicker ticket to hell. He will suffer in the hell fire for eternity for what he did. Not just for what he did, but for the fact that he never accepted Christ. Well, if he had accepted Christ, he would have never done what he did. Hillary Clinton come out saying that imagine how many people would have been killed if the guy had a silencer on his guns that, like the NRA wants to make easier for people to get. Well, she doesn't understand how silencers operate. A silencer doesn't cut much down on the sound. It just cuts enough down on the sound of a rifle being fired to keep from damaging the ear. It doesn't make a gun just sound like someone spitting like you would see in movies. No, there's still a lot of sound coming from it, and the people would have still heard it. But what she doesn't understand is this guy was using fully automatic weapons, which are illegal. And even if they had been tampered, even if they were only semi-automatic at one time, and he tampered with them, modified them into fully automatic, that was illegal. These are laws. These are laws we already have. A person like him, they're not going to obey. It doesn't matter what kind of laws you put up there, they're not going to obey the law. They're going to get the gun somehow, and they're going to commit the crimes. There's an old saying that says when you outlaw guns, only outlaws will own guns. Well, that's as true today as it was the first time it was said. And people are going to kill because they want to kill. God has been taken out of everything. It's crazy. So pray for the people, the families who lost their loved ones in Las Vegas. And it's time that people got on their knees. These, not a knee, like what's going on in the NFL, but they're both knees. And ask God to not just save them, but to save our country. First and foremost, you ask Him to save yourself so that He will hear your prayers. Second, ask Him to save our nation. Our nation is so divided now, and it angers me at how divided our nation is. So you guys take care, and I will talk to you in another video. If you wish to subscribe, feel free to do so. Once again, I'll talk to you in another video. Thank you for watching.